So you're probably wondering about that little intro sequence that you just watched. There's a small little technique that I'm going to show you today that I only learned the other day, and it blew my mind because it's so simple and really effective. And that's to get realistic fake handheld shake in your footage. All of those shots were taken static, as in they were on a tripod, but I wanted to add a little bit of extra spice by making it look like it was handheld. So I'm going to jump into Premiere Pro and show you how to get this effect on your footage. Let's go. So here we are in Premiere Pro, a software that all you guys should be familiar with at this point. I have 3 shots that I've picked out from the little intro sequence, and I'm just going to show you that they're completely static, completely locked off shots. There's no movement. My camera was on a tripod, so they are super static. And then I have this third shot, which is what I filmed afterwards. I just let the camera roll and I filmed it while I was just holding it in my hands, trying to keep it as steady as I could, but also just allowing the kind of natural movement to happen. I shot this in 60 frames per second because my camera doesn't have in-body stabilization, so it can kind of add this nasty sort of handheld jitter that isn't appealing. By shooting in 60 frames per second, I can slow down that footage by 40%, and it still has that handheld shake, but it's a little bit more smooth and just nicer to look at than the kind of jittery handheld look that you mightn't necessarily want. What you do to get that handheld look, you take this shot, the handheld shot, I'm going to slow it down, and I'm going to put this over the clips that I want to have the handheld shake. I'm just going to trim that to the length of each clip. Make sure that the shot with the handheld shake is over the shot that you want to put the handheld shake on. So you select both and you nest your clip, nest. Go over to your effects panel, look for warp stabilizer, bring that over, and this next step is important. So go to your effects control panel, in the stabilization result, click no motion, and then smoothness method, go to position, scale, and rotation. So you can adjust the smoothness percentage, but at the moment I'm just going to leave it at 50% and see how we are. So that's done its work. If you double click in that nested sequence, go to the shot that has the handheld shake and just delete it. That's it. Go back, play. You can now see that shot has the handheld shake movement that was in the shot that you just deleted. So you can do the same process for these other shots. Select, nest, warp stabilize, make sure that it's no motion and that it is position, scale, and rotation. I'm keeping it at 50%, see how that looks. Double click in that nested clip, get rid of the one on top, go back to the clip, and you have handheld shake, a nice natural handheld shake on that footage as well. We just do the same with the third nested clip, head in, delete the clip on top, back to the start. It's very subtle, but it just adds a nice little extra element to your footage. So there you have it. That's how you get realistic handheld shake on your static footage. Sorry, I don't really use Final Cut Pro, so I don't know if you can do the same thing, but this is how you do it in Premiere Pro. So just a small disclaimer, there's nothing wrong with static footage, and sometimes static footage is actually better than having that little bit of handheld shake or movement in your shot. There's nothing wrong with a locked off shot. Sometimes it's nice to add that little bit of grittiness to your shots and just add that little extra element. A lot of the time you'll see in shows or movies that handheld shots are used during like fight scenes, or if you're running down an alley and it needs to be close and it needs to be intense. In those instances, it tends to be very extreme handheld shake. It adds tension and urgency. But sometimes in shots or little videos like this, adding that smooth handheld shake can be quite effective and just nice. You can actually see in a lot of shows recently when they're doing the over-the-shoulder shot and two characters are conversing, you'll actually see that they're not locked off shots, they're actually handheld. So it's interesting to keep your eye out for those instances and just maybe keep an eye on any of the big TV shows that you watch at the moment and movies to see when they use a locked off static shot or when they use a shot that has a little bit of handheld or a little bit of shake. That's it from me, guys, for this week's video. I'll be back again. I have a few ideas in the pipeline. Things have been a bit crazy during all this quarantine and self-isolating I'm sure like everyone, we have days where you're not super motivated and you don't really want to get stuff done. So the last week or so, I've kind of hit that sort of mood where I wasn't super motivated to make a new YouTube video. But this weekend I decided I was going to film this one. I have a few ideas that I've been thinking about. I just need to motivate myself to do them. So I'm looking forward to getting some new videos out to you guys, and I hope this one was helpful. If you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already so you get notified when I post new videos. Until the next one, guys. Toodles.